2025 option trade alerts and signals. You can enroll in the 7-day trial at beststockstrategy.com/memberships. That's beststockstrategy.com/memberships. April 1st, S&P down around 38, volatility up around 3%. Let's wait until later in the day. Then the price action was strong. S&P up 21, volatility down around 2%. VRT up 4.3%, Tesla up 3.6%, CrowdStrike up 2.8%. And I give my thoughts about strong price action as the S&P closed $75 above its daily low. April 2nd, S&P down 13. At one point it was down around 60. It rebounded. Small hedge, SPY trade is a spread replacement for the 530. I'd sell the 536 and buy the 520. So in this specific example, I bought the 557 and I sold the 553, and then I financed it by selling the 530. S&P up 38, VIX down slightly, but VVIX up 21%. So that's definitely an issue. VVIX has a tendency to measure panic in the market. So when VVIX spikes up tremendously, in this case around 21%, it definitely seems that the market's going to sell off. April 3rd, S&P down around 4%. There was a lot of positive momentum over the past 3 days, but the tariff announcement wiped that out. I think a win would be if the market is able to recover and close well off its lows. S&P down 274, VIX up 40%, and VVIX up 0.9%. VRT down 12.5%, SoFi down 13.6%, Palantir down 4.4%, Tesla down 5.5%, Nvidia down 7.8%, Apple, Meta, and Amazon down 9%. There was a time when the S&P was down around 190, and I felt that it was possible that the market could make a dent in the losses, but then the market turned lower. S&P down 190, volatility is spiking, be patient. This happens every few years. I know it's difficult and stressful to lose money, but the US market has always gone up long term. S&P down 322, VIX up 51%, and VVIX up 23%. Similar to yesterday, the price action was bad, with the market closing near its low. That's a 10% drop in 2 days. April 7th, S&P down around 50. Previously, it was down around 240. The Fed is holding an emergency closed-door meeting later today. S&P down 12, volatility up 4%, VRT up 7.4%, SoFi up 3%. Today was incredibly volatile. At one time, the S&P was down around 240, then it was also up around 170, and after hours, the market is up 70. April 8th, S&P up 190. The goal here is to see price strength throughout the day without major downswings, maintaining the positive momentum. Then I give my thoughts. S&P down 79, volatility up over 10%. SoFi down 3.7. The price action today was difficult to swallow since the market was up over 200 at one point. It seems that the market wants to go up, but then the China tariff situation likely caused the sell-off in the afternoon. April 9th, S&P up around 20, volatility is mixed. S&P up 474, VIX down 36%, and VVIX down 16.7%. And some stocks like SoFi were up 20%. Then I give my thoughts. S&P is down around 2%. Given how much it was up yesterday, this is normal. Let's see if it continues to drop or whether it eats away at the losses. S&P down 189, VIX up 21%, and VVIX up 10%. Then I give my thoughts. S&P is about even. It's been very volatile today, pre-market as well. S&P up 95, volatility down around 7%. Then there's the final message. S&P up 65. A few minutes ago, it was up almost 90. S&P up 43. Then there's the long message. S&P up 35. Volatility down again. Here's a suggested trade. In Google, it's a B+ grade. Then I provide the spread replacement. S&P down 9, S&P down 75, S&P down 120, VIX up 8%, and VVIX up 6%. April 17th, the S&P is up slightly. Here's a hedging trade, provides $500 of upside. The debit spread is financed by the calls. S&P up slightly, VIX down 9%, and VVIX down 5.4%. The market is closed tomorrow, April 21st. The S&P is down 100, VIX up 12%. Let's see how the market is trading later today. S&P down 125, VIX up 14%, and VVIX up 7%. April 22nd, S&P is up 80, VIX down 8%. I'll watch the price action. S&P up 130, volatility down around 10%. Then here's the long message for the final summary. S&P up 165, VIX down 10%. I'll send some suggested trades later today or after the market closes for tomorrow. New opening trade B+ grade is as a spread replacement for the 119. I'd sell the 116 and buy the 125. So in this situation, I bought a call debit spread and then I financed it by selling 2 call options. S&P up 88, volatility was down. The price action today was a bit deceiving since at one time the market was up almost 180. Yeah, it still closed up around 88. Here's a suggested trade, Amazon and Microsoft. So here's Amazon, here's Microsoft. Both are B+. You can sell the put side without the call debit spread, or you can put it on as is shown in the screenshot if you want additional upside potential, yet less initial credit. Then I provide the spread replacement. April 24th, S&P is up 30, volatility again down. S&P up 109, volatility is also down. Then here's the summary message. April 25th, stable opening, S&P is up 5. S&P closed up 40. Then I provide the summary message, April 28th. S&P is about even, volatility is up slightly. Here's a trade on NVIDIA as a suggested trade. $300 upside on the call debit spread. Picked up around $33 of credit. Now that was a suggested trade and not an executed trade. S&P up around 3. Volatility was also up slightly. April 29th, solid opening. The market was down around 20 earlier, but now it's positive, SoFi up around 5%. Here is a suggested trade in FTNT. Then I provide an explanation. S&P up 32, VIX down almost 4%, and VVIX down 2%. April 30th, S&P down 110 with volatility up over 10%. Super strong price action. The S&P actually closed positive. Meta and Microsoft are both up around 5% after hours too. S&P up 8, VIX up 2.2%, and VVIX up 1%. Then I provide the summary message, and that's it for April 2025. There wasn't that many trades because of the market sell-off. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And if you want to enroll in the trial, you can visit beststockstrategy.com/memberships.